The Federal Trade Commission has received a record number of online shopping complaints in April and May. Some of them are really important things for face masks and hand sanitizers and toilet paper, and found that they never received those products. A surge of bogus treatments and substandard masks, etc., have been delivered. So, Mr. Anderson, as you said, you've been doing this for more than 2 decades. How has e-commerce, including the new pandemic-induced reliance on online shopping, made it easier than ever for scammers to get involved?
Well, this is one of these things, I think, where technology and when items are sold online, in some ways it does make it easier for the scammers if they're operating remotely, if they're selling from overseas, if they're making it difficult to, for consumers to really even figure out who's actually making the sale. That can pose some obstacles. So and challenges, no question. And in some ways it does increase the opportunity for some of these scams. We often try to encourage consumers when they're buying online to do as much research as they can regarding the companies that they're buying from, to see if there's any track record of problems there or if it's a reputable seller. But there's no question that when sales are occurring online, and in particular if it's difficult to determine and track down who's actually making the sales, and if they're coming from overseas and from a seller that's new and maybe not reputable, it can increase some of the opportunities for fraud. It's one of those things where technology has many benefits for consumers and all of us, but there can be dangers as well. And I would say generally scammers are always looking to hide. I mean, back many years ago, scammers would pop up door to door and try to sell things to people and just disappear. And the more modern version of that is using technology and disappearing via the internet. So it's a good question, and I think that's what I would say.
Thank you. It seems like a major obstacle to bringing successful actions is simply locating the scammer. I think you referred to that. I'm working on legislation that would require online marketplaces to verify and to disclose to consumers the seller's name, business address, email address, and phone number. So let me ask Ms. Greenberg, how would such legislation deter bad actors?
Well, first of all, we support your legislative efforts in this whole area, because a fundamental pillar of consumer protection is to know who you're buying from, and if you have a problem with the product, to be able to get in touch with the seller of that product. So what you just described, to verify the name of the business, where the business is located, how you reach out to them if you have a problem, either you didn't get the product or the product was defective when it came. Those are absolutely fundamental protections, and we support them for consumers. Consumers are very trusting. If they buy something online at a platform like Amazon, they will believe that that product came from a legitimate source, that they'll get the product that they're paying for. But they need to have information so they can take action when the product they buy online turns out to be counterfeit or defective. So yes, we support that, and we think it's a basic consumer protection.
Let me just conclude with this. I am very concerned about the nomination of Dr. Beck to be the head of the Consumer Product Safety Commission. And it seems to me this is a critical time where we need somebody with the right credentials. And I wanted to ask you, Ms. Greenberg, what you think, given her record at the EPA and her role at the CDC, if she is the appropriate person.
Right. Well, we have joined 120 other groups, consumer organizations, and other advocacy organizations that believe that the CPSC needs a leader who has a track record of pursuing stronger consumer protection regulations. And unfortunately, Dr. Beck has spent much of her career seeking to weaken such regulations, particularly as they pertain to dangerous chemicals. We think that the CPSC needs a leader who will strengthen consumer protections, not roll them back. And as you know, your colleagues on the Senate side, including Senator Capito and Senator Collins, have come out opposing Dr. Beck's nomination as the wrong person to run a consumer protection agency.
I thank you for